Hi, I'm Katie with Modern Textiles, and today I'm going to show you the absolute beginner pack of sewing tools that you'll need or that is perfect for gifting to a new sewist in your life. All right, so if you're anything like me and had a lovely grandmother that introduced me into sewing, you may have gotten one of these little fun toolkits with everything and anything and a lot of things you didn't understand, nor had you ever seen your grandma use. And so I thought, why not create a solid list of items, especially if you're going to be a quilter? And this really, yeah, I would say this pack is probably most for quilters, but it's going to be a great starting point for just anyone who's going to get into the hobby of sewing. And that way you can start them off with tools they'll actually use and not clutter their little workspace, because more than likely they're not going to have a dedicated sewing room, right? They're going to be probably toting this in. At least this is how it was for me. I would take my sewing stuff to my room, stash it into my closet, and then when I wanted to sew, I'd go to the kitchen table and bring the few items that I knew I needed out there, which included typically this, my cutting mat, my ruler, and then my sewing machine. So why not dive in and show you exactly what you need, and then that way you can keep the cost down, especially if you're gifting this to someone, or if you're looking to get into sewing yourself. This is going to be the perfect starter set for what you'll need. So first things first, I'm going to link all this stuff down below. I actually started out with a different cutting mat. I got the Fiskars like 3-piece set. So it came with this ruler, which, gotta be honest, I've had this for over 10 years, easily over 10 years. And it's starting to fade. Some of the lines are tough to see, so I might be replacing this soon. But don't go hog wild on all the acrylic rulers. Just use the 6.5, and this one is 24.5 inches. And then also I had an 18-inch wide by 24-inch long cutting mat, as well as a rotary tool. So just a heads up, these aren't going to be the exact thing that I linked to, but the starter kit that I have linked is going to be the exact one that I got when I started getting heavy into quilting, and it lasted for a long time. Another thing, rotary tools. So these are very sharp blades that are circular. It looks like a little mini pizza cutter. 45 millimeters is going to be your standard go-to size. Smaller ones are great if you're working on curved piecing, curves, things like that. Larger ones are great if you're going to be cutting through large quantities of fabric, so like a 60 millimeter, things like that. One other thing, if you are new to quilting or you're giving this to someone, make sure they're aware you can replace the rotary blades. The number of people when I was quilting and they were just starting getting into it, they didn't realize you could just take this little screw out and replace those rotary blades. Okay, so just make sure, friendly reminder, if you're gifting to someone, make sure that you let them know of that little tip so they don't have to buy new rotary tools. So yeah, the things that we as quilters, sewists don't think about, letting other people know, it's just a small tip from there. So rotary mat or cutting mat, acrylic ruler, I would just go one standard one for the time being, and then a rotary tool. I'm a big fan of hair markers. So this is just a tool you can use to mark quilting cottons, fabrics, so it has a line on there without leaving any type of ink, marker, anything of that nature. If you want to get into friction pens, markers, or any like marking markers, any sort of that, go for it. But this one, I've used it for years, continue to use it, never runs out, never dries out. It just continues to do its job. So very cheap, like $5. The next, get them a large cone of just a neutral color thread. A cone or even just a large spool, but just let them know. Just go with the neutral for piecing, things of that nature, and then start building. If you want to build a thread collection, get it when you're doing any type of top stitching. So I always go with a polyester. I know some people might be 100% cotton. I'm not a total purist in that sense, so polyester does great for me, and I'm happy to use that. So I like Gutermann, but really whatever I have on hand is fine by me. The next, snips. Especially if you're on an intro or basic level machine, having thread snips to be able to quickly cut your threads while you're piecing, that's just so beneficial. You'll see, I'm not going to bring in a giant shears into this list. I don't think it's necessary. Everyone has regular scissors at home. use that for the time being. I know it's not ideal, but once again, we're talking about beginner sewists here. We're not talking about someone who's seasoned, has preferences, and wants their shears to cut like butter through a very expensive fabric. Honestly, if you've got your rotary tool, your mat, your acrylic ruler, that's really all you need for masso cutting. Next, make sure to give them extra universal needles, especially when you're just learning how to sew with their quilting or with their sewing machine. They're going to have broken needles. They don't want to have to go run to the store. That might be the barrier that stops them from continuing on their sewing or quilting journey. So just make sure, grab a pack of universal needles or even a variety pack. So that way, maybe if they do dabble into garment or apparel making, they've got the proper needles right there on hand. Not our best friend, but make sure they have a seam ripper. I always just go with the cheapest one when I'm gifting to people, and then let them figure out what they like best. There's so many different seam rippers out there. Personally, I like one with a little bit more of heft. That way it's a little bit more ergonomic. But, you know, I think this one's $5, something like that. So just make sure, get them a seam ripper because there's going to be accidents, right? And this might be a time where you can either offload some of your own pins, and also maybe make your own pin cushion to give to them. So that way they have a fun memory of you gifting them their toolkit from the get-go. This is going to be from Modern Handcraft, her little hexy pin cushion. And then when Joanne was going on sale, I snapped up a bunch of pins, a lot of cheap pins. Not my finest point or my finest moment, because those pins are pretty dull on the end. So I'm slowly getting rid of those because they can't even make it through my pin cushion without a bit of coaxing. But I think good ones are those flat flower pin head ones. So that way when you're sewing, they remain flat. They don't get caught up in the presser foot or anything of that nature. But yeah, make sure you have good pins, or if you think they're going to be a bag maker, maybe veer towards wonder clips. I think you just need one or the other to start with. You really don't need to have everything, right? This is going to be, so just right here, what I've told you, I took a little price check. This is 2026. For everything that I told you, not the highest dollar amount, but just getting the base level, runs about $115. Cutting mat, acrylic ruler, everything that's on here is going to be about $115. So that would be what I would say you'd want as a beginning sewist, especially if you're doing this for like an 8th grade birthday party or 8th birthday party or any type of monumental birthday party. Maybe they're 12, something like that. That's when I got mine, I think maybe I was 12. I got my little sewing kit and my sewing machine. It was big to do. It was really exciting because I was always sewing with my grandma, which I'll show you the sewing machine I got, which this is the other thing. If you are just getting into quilting or you're going to give a quilting machine to someone or a sewing machine, keep it simple. This is the sewing machine I learned on because I think my grandma didn't know if I wanted to continue quilting or maybe expand my horizons and go into apparel making, things like that. So I've got zigzag stitch, straight stitch, as well as your length for the stitch. And then I've got my reverse button, and that's it. I have no extension table, no nothing. And then I've got my two locations for my spools. But this is what a great beginner sewing machine is. And I think I use this until, I'm trying to remember now, until probably, dating myself, I'm trying to do the math. I easily used this for probably 15 years before I even thought about upgrading to a new sewing machine. So Kenmore no longer in service, but getting a secondhand machine is going to be great. If you have a secondhand one that you can maybe hand down to the new sewist in your life, that's a fabulous way as well. So I think at the time this was probably like $100. I'm sure you could probably find the $100 special somewhere online. I'll try to link something similar to this from Sewing Machines Plus. But yeah, so here's the sewing machine I started with, and it's great for a beginner. The one other thing, if you have a sewist in your life, like my daughter, who easily gets frustrated because things aren't perfect, this would be the only add-on I would add, and that's if you have an analog machine. So if you have a lot of software, you have an LED screen, all sorts of stuff, double check that your machine can tolerate a magnetic seam guide. But that's what this is, a magnetic seam guide. You can pop it onto your plate, put it where you want it to be, and that way it's just kind of like bowling with bumpers. You'll make sure that your machine is properly feeding the fabric through, and you're keeping that main 1/4 inch seam allowance as necessary. In the next video, I'm going to fill you in on if it's worth it to send your quilt in for long arm quilting in 2026.